this. Okay. Can I finally leave this force? It looks like the nobility is angry. Surprisingly enough. Well, I'm just gonna go for additional. Actually, yeah, they can stay there. I can't think about it. We'll actually would need to move them to the front line just before the war. Besides that, Morocco needs to be attacked. And we can as well take it for ourselves, if we can do this. And desert warriors, a bunch of militia, Barbary pirates. In any case, let's solve this. It's a victory. A sure victory, and that's a proper piece of land for us. A nation has been wiped out. Done. It looks like things are going well here. Here we're also going to get rid of them. They do not have any more provinces in America. They are pouring additional 2 armies into Brussels. Letter of demands from Morocco. Workers are on strike in Morocco. Oh well, that's to be expected. Region captured, recruitment report, construction report. Okay. And the new royal heir, Louis. The royal family have given birth to a fine son, securing the succession of a strong and noble heir to the throne. Trade gain. Mungo Park and the Sagu Kingdom. Long thought dead intrepid Scots explorer Mungo Park has returned from uncharted Africa against the odds with his life and the discovery of the course of Niger River. Contracted to the African Association after returning from Sumatra, where he journeyed as a surgeon of the East India Company, Park agreed to the hazardous exploration despite the disappearance of the association's previous employee Daniel Houghton, who was never seen again. Reaching Africa in early 1795, Park moved north along the Gambia River towards the source before crossing the upper basin of Senegal with only 2 local guides and a minimum of provisions. Whilst crossing the arid Karta region, he was failed by his poor knowledge of the Arabic and captured by Moors, who imprisoned him at Ludamar for several months. Park eventually escaped with only a horse and a pocket compass almost 1 year since beginning his epic journey. 1 month later, Park finally reached the Niger. At Sagu, he is the first and only European today to do so. Park then began to follow the Niger's course downriver, traveling 80 miles to Silla before a lack of resources forced him to stop. For his return to Gambia, Park decided to follow the Niger's course as close as possible, eventually covering and tracing the course of the river for 300 miles before falling ill with a terrible fever. After several months recovering at the home of a kindly African, Park got back to his base at the British trading post at Pisania in June 1797. He reached Scotland in December of that year, almost 3 years after he originally set out. Now heralded as a national hero and having more than proved his worth as an explorer, Parr has published an account of his adventures as travels in the interior of Africa, and is preparing for an equally dangerous return trip. This time, Park is undertaking to find the source of the Niger River and taking a detachment of soldiers and support staff with them. Good. It looks like we are having more and more good news. Here, even the nobility is very angry with everybody in Morocco. In any case, we've conquered them, and we've got ourselves even a tougher foothold now in North Africa. And the Spanish have 2 settlements there. Fine. Fine. Okay, how things are going here. We're waiting for the recruitment to take place. Also, I'm going to issue construction of another army. Okay, now let's move to India.
Votre humble serviteur. À vos ordres, Votre Majesté. Cible
Let's
assiégée, monsieur.
attack them.
Il se cache sous les jupons
I
des
have
arbres.
there already, and let's get rid of them.
Triompher.
Done. Oh, just like that, we're going to annihilate all of them. Steam-powered cotton mills. Looks like they have the same thing here also.
Oui, monsieur.
Now, these armies
Trompe, Votre Majesté.
can move north. Another nation destroyed, sorry. Things are looking good here.
En position, Votre Majesté.
Many buildings need to be constructed. The army can send a unit of grenadiers
Marchez.
to guard the port. And we're paying 86,000 now for our military, but that won't last for long. The other thing I want to do is further invest into the roads, because after the previous investment, these roads have been finished, level 2 roads, so they have been finished all at the same time, and now we just need to find the places where they were finished and construct the last roads on top of level 2 roads. And we're doing this soon. Through the empire, the roads will be up to the level the province can actually be provided with. Done. What do you have? Oh, look at that, that's a modern university. And abolition of slavery can begin. Oh yeah. So what does that mean? That means we do not need a school here. And that's another That's a classical university. We can't build modern university for some reason. In any case, we don't need it. And that's probably what's keeping the population extra unhappy also. Okay, it looks like taking care of Missouri has given us a lot more than it's taking away from us. Furthermore, let's invest. Oh, maybe I'll later. I'll do that when I'll get additional 100,000 then. What do I want? Here we have this army that we don't need anymore. However, that doesn't mean we don't need another army. We do. We just need to recruit that force through several provinces. And we will be strongly be able to compete with our Spanish enemies, potential enemies, right now. Workers are on strike here. But we're gonna go for coaching in that will keep everybody very happy. Workers are on strike in Missouri also. Let's go for a religious church school. It's strong in Islam. Workers riot in Morocco. Well, they're not rioting anymore. It's not 100% Catholic. That's our construction report. As you can see, many roads have been done. The Irish Hellfire Club. Scandalous rumors are filtering through from Ireland regarding the Irish branch of the Hellfire Club. This loose association of individuals were formed from the highest echelons and formed by the Earl of the Rossi, and hold meetings at a variety of taverns and clubs where they revel in debauchery and occult practices. Satanism having recently reached an unfortunate degree of popularity both in England and on the continent. One member apparently killed a dwarf purely for the crake. Another shot a waiter whilst dining and had the cost added to his bill. Due to their high status, these men appear untouchable, and no authorities have yet moved against them. Despite obviously godless behavior from members such as Richard Chapel Whaley, known as the Burn Chapel, due to his habit of riding through the countryside on Sunday mornings, setting alight the many thatched roof churches, Whaley also recently injured a footman who tripped over and spilled his brandy by pouring the bottle over him and setting him alight. The subsequent fire burned down the hunting lodge used as a venue for the club's debauch activities. Whaley's behavior is matched possibly only by that of his son Buck, an inveterate gambler who won £10,000 by traveling to Jerusalem to play handball against the Wailing Wall. Later moved to the island of Man with tons of earth to prove he could live abroad on Irish soil, and allegedly met the devil himself one night in St. Aidan's Church, Dublin. Okay. Oh no. This kind of bug is seriously hindering things. Sometimes if I click on the settlement and press on something else, it kind of stays clicked and it may move an army out. In any case, here
Vos ordres, Votre
I'm
Majesté.
launching an offensive
Monsieur? Attaquez! Assiégez-les!
on Marathons. We will finally get rid of all of these enemies here. Okay, so what do we have? We have
Prêt à
95,000.
recevoir vos ordres? Prêt! Marchez!
After,
Vos ordres!
They should
Village
fall
assiégé!
now.
Glorieuse victoire! Le siège est levé!
Okay.
À vos ordres!
This didn't fail, surprisingly. But we are not making any more income from the so-called other. Not making that much, that is. Okay. This will release our navy here of his duty. However, when the war breaks out, we will just have to raid the Spanish then. Here they're making 10,000 a turn. Bringing to their port, so we're gonna raid the Spanish. If, when the war breaks out. Furthermore, surprisingly enough, our income even increased. Ha ha ha. And here we need to fix up the settlement. And we don't need this modern university at all. We're going to build a church in its place. Church town. This force is serving a important role because they are protecting this town. And we don't need additional 2 armies, so at least 2 additional armies. Let's see how that bears. 1 army is done.
Vos ordres, Votre
Actually, it
Majesté.
doesn't really make a big difference at all. In our income, as you can see, we are not really spending that much on army income at this current point. Really. The same goes for this army. We don't need them. We just need enough to garrison this island. And that's it. The priest will finally have a proper kind of move on. In India, we no longer need military to protect our ports. The local security establishments can do that. Because military will come in great numbers, while the local security may not come in thousands or more. So I'm disbanding port brigades. And that's it. We don't need the navy actually at all. Wow. We're currently having 2 armies in India. We only need 1 at most. Done. More importantly, this army right here. Here we only need a few infantry to keep this in line. And
Je change de position. La ruse me couvre.
that will be
Rien
all.
d'autre?
Oh, look at that, minus 43. That's just crazy. Minus 43. Never seen anything like this before. Okay, minus 18. It looks like we will have to suffer a rebellion here. No doubts about that.
Pas possible, monsieur.
Let's recruit some additional stuff here for him. And move on.